on the day that the manuscript got finished, somehow we've gotten approved to make this book a reality. What up, guys? Welcome to The Current Christian. So today we got some really cool news here. As you've been following this short little series of videos where we've been going through this manuscript called Planting Purpose that I've been working on, we've not only been able to be part of the ride to kind of learn some of the information that's in this book, but it was actually a way in which I was going through the material myself. So the manuscript was written, and then it was time to review, and it's officially finished, at least from my end of it. There's still two other people who I'd like to go through and review the book and the material before publishing it, getting it out there. But it's pretty amazing, because not only did I finish the book today on Tuesday, but also today we've gotten approved to actually get this book published. And I've been spending months and a lot of time trying to get some finances coming in order to fund the publishing of this book. And it was so much time and energy and just things going back and forth and paperwork and more paperwork. But it's just amazing that, like, on the day that the manuscript got finished, somehow we've gotten approved to make this book a reality. And, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, like, what a coincidence. What are the chances? But I already know, and you already know what's going on here. I was slacking on getting this manuscript done, and it was only when it got done, God was like, okay, let's move this forward. And it's just so super amazing and awesome. But now that we're at kind of this end wrap up here, I want to go through some of the before and after baseline measurements of this book. Now, keep in mind the material and the things that we talked about throughout this series, and if you haven't seen the previous videos, I highly recommend you go through and do that. But the material that we went through, that's not all of it. That's just like the surfacey level stuff. This book goes into so much more detail and guides you along the way much more thoroughly than I have been doing in these videos, because I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a sample of what you can expect in the Planting Purpose guide. So, baseline measurements. When doing these baseline measurements, as I was talking about in the very first video, when you do your initial measurements, it sounds weird, but you want to do those ideally when you're feeling at your lowest point, because that creates the most accurate depiction of where you are, especially when you're at your lowest points. Because, you know, if you're doing things and you're feeling great, you're on top of the world, everything seems like a fantastic opportunity. But it's when you're at your low points that you get a real true understanding of how you feel and where you are at in the journey. In a few words, describe how you were currently doing. At the time, I woke up late, went to bed late, and I was just feeling super sluggish. And I really felt like I wasn't fully utilizing the time that God was giving to me. In one word, I put that I felt like I was slacking. But now, after going through this manuscript, I would say, well, right now I'm feeling a little bit tired. It's early in the morning, but I'm feeling fantastic. You know, like I would say I'm feeling like a 10 out of 10, but it's 16 out of 10. It's like things are really moving, not just at like a really good level, but it's like it's moving beyond that. Like things are taking off. In what ways have you experienced God lately? Well, at the time when I was doing the baseline measurement, I was feeling at a low point. God had given me the verse 2 Corinthians 4:7. I had just read through it multiple times, and God was just like renewing me with more and more strength. And I would say that recently, a way that I've experienced God was literally through this manuscript thing. Like, it totally blew my mind. But, you know, the timing was fantastic. But, you know, things were like working according to God's timing, not my own timing. So, list what has been life-giving. Well, at the time of doing the first baseline measurement, I had written learning, hanging out with people, going to church, and taking time to enjoy some food. And now at the end of this, I would say that exercising, my fiance and I, we've been going to the gym, really working out our bodies and also working out our minds. The way in which we're structuring the workouts that we're doing doesn't just push us physically, but we hit points mentally where it's like, oh man, I just want to stop. I want to slow down. And it's like, what we are trying to do, at least what I'm trying to do mentally, is that like when I face these challenges in the gym, I can translate that out into the real world when I face times where it's like, oh, I don't want to sit down early in the morning and record a video, but, you know, gotta do it because it's the important task for the day. So it's been exercising has been life-giving, following through on commitments. My babe was cracking up last night because I was like, I'm gonna wake up at 6 in the morning and set the alarm. I'm gonna wait. I see you laughing over there. You got something you want to say?
No, I just gave it to myself.
Following through on commitments. And the thing that's really cool with that is that that's rooted in one of the deep values that I feel like God had highlighted. When I say I'm going to do something, following through and doing it. So as you can see here on the left, this is the original baseline measurement. But now you can see here on the right, it's honestly amazing because I'm definitely feeling like it's cool. I was going to say more fulfilled, and it's pretty neat because the circle is literally being more filled as well. That went from so low to so much higher just because now I know not only where I'm going but like how I am going to get there. And yeah, it just has me like sitting and thinking how awesome it will be to have more people in ministry who are able to confidently say that like they know what values God has highlighted in them, how they can better contribute in their ministry, and then how they can better contribute in the lives of others. And I think it's really going to make some great impact in local churches, in communities, even in business as well. Like some of this stuff, like being able to go into your job and be like, hey, these are my values, and this is how I'm going to live them out in the workplace. And that's the cool thing, is that you will find the values and virtues of what Jesus teaches and what he values, and be able to identify like which ones really deeply penetrate your heart. Because it's kind of like the whole gardening analogy. Like if these values and virtues are like seeds, you not only want to get the right seeds for your garden, but you want to make sure they are being planted deeply in the soil. Like if someone values, bringing fun into every work environment, or comedy, someone really likes bringing jokes up. They think that like humor is the spice of life or something like that. That might appeal to one person, but to another person it's like, well, yeah, I like laughing from time to time, but I definitely like to take things a little bit more seriously. So that wouldn't penetrate as deeply as it would for somebody else. And it's just neat because this will help to highlight which things deeply penetrate your heart and which values are ones that Jesus promotes and is like, you need these in your life. I firmly do believe that if you have a vision of where God's trying to lead your life, and you have a mission, you understand the way in which you're going to get to the end goal, then there will be way more purpose, you'll feel way more significant, you can bring way more life and contribute a lot more into every little local area that you're in and create massive impact. But hey guys, I just wanted to say thank you so much for being part of this journey. And you can expect some more videos coming out, so be sure to hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon. That way you will be notified when new videos are coming out. Thanks again for watching. I will see you in our next video. Peace.